Estate Roundup with Realtor Nagaraj Annaya every Sunday from 12:30 p.m. to 1 p.m. PST on Volley 92.3 FM.
Namaskar, Bay Area on Bolly 92.3 FM. You've tuned into Real Estate Roundup, your front row seat into Bay Area real estate, brought to you by nagrajhomes.com, honing in on your dream home. I'm Vijay Lakshmi, and with me is Realtor Nagraj Anaya, hand holding you through all you need and want to know to achieve Olympic success in home ownership. Well, studio lines are open, and we cordially invite you to join us with anything on your mind as you navigate home buying, selling, investing, or renting. And the number to call us at, that's 408-912-5038. That number 408-912-5038. So keep those questions coming in. We'd love for you to talk to us to really discuss what's on your mind. And like I always say, you'll be doing the community a favor by really airing
Taxes and
what's on
finances.
mind for you. So with that, let me welcome Nagraj. Hello, Nagraj. Happy Sunday.
Hello, Beria. Hello, Vijay Lakshmi. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys are having a great day out there and enjoying the nice weather out there. In the morning, it was really kind of better weather. It's You have any questions in the Bay Area real estate, you can give us a call. Our studio line numbers of 408-912-5038. As Vijay Lakshmi mentioned, if somebody wants to have a Olympic success in the Bay Area real estate, this is the time you can give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 408-912-5038. And one more thing, I think we are
Yeah.
giving out a free ticket to Swadesh event today, right? The lucky callers
Yes.
who can give us a call and discuss about the Bay Area real estate. We are going to give a free tickets to the Swadesh event, which is happening on this Saturday. And it's a great event, right, Vijay Lakshmi?
Not this Saturday, it's happening
Next
next
Saturday.
Saturday. And that is, of course, right in downtown San Jose for the very first time, celebrating India's independence. And it's a power packed, celebration. And you are actually one of the it's powered by you, Nagraj.
Thank you.
So it's on August 10th, like I said. So, folks, this Independence Mela, there is a Mela, there are DJ night, there's a Lantern Utsav, there's Bollywood dances, and all sorts of things, vendor booths, and everything else. So, you want to be a part of that and you want to celebrate the Indian pride, Indian independence, you want to be there. And for folks that who call us during the course of our show, we're going to be, the lucky winner is going to be able to attend that free. So make sure you call in. Again, 408-912-5038 is the number to call in. So make sure you have your calls coming in, and we'd love to hear from you as always. So Nagraj, let's talk about the situation, sort of a lot of unemployment news coming in, job market cooling down. What is all of this having as an impact on real estate, on the home ownership market, on the rental market?
I think it's a great question, Vijay Lakshmi. See, let's touch upon on two things, right? One is the US overall and the Bay Area. The US job market, right, is currently cooling down. The US added 114K jobs last month. Okay. Down from 179K in June and 27 around 216K in May. This was like sharp drop, but not a surprise.
Yeah.
The unemployment rate rose from like almost 4.1% to 4.3%.
Wow.
But this is still a historically low.
Yes.
There are a lot of entry level jobs out there, but competition is high for like mid level and higher level jobs is high. And wage growth also, right, like almost slowed down from 4.1% in May to a 3.6%. And
Yeah.
let's touch upon the how the Bay Area job market is also, right. The Bay Area job market is also cooling down. The statewide unemployment rate is 5.2%,
Mm-hmm.
but
Statewide.
it's
Mm-hmm.
statewide, but it's lower in a San Francisco County at 3.5%.
Oh, okay.
Now let's talk
Mm.
about the rate is like in Santa Clara County stands at 4%.
Hmm.
And the Bay Area overall county with the highest unemployment rate is in like Solana with a 5%.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
you're noticing in like overall the market is slowing down. Recently, one of the big tech company, Intel, also announced there are job layoffs. Will this impact the real estate? Let me give you a couple of examples what happened last week. So there was one townhouse listed. This townhouse was listed next to the basically it's next to the rail track. Okay, opposite, not even the next, like it's opposite
Mm.
to a railway track.
Mm.
It's like basically bar train goes in, and even that next to a bar train, and this house was listed for 1.25 million. Great schools, corner lot,
Yeah.
townhouse, close to 1400 square footage.
Mm-hmm.
This house sold for close to 40-45K more.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If the house has been listed in a good price, and they got what, three buyers put in an offer. So even one buyer, like they gave a counter back. So everybody had given for a list price, but somebody gave in with a 40K more when the
Yeah.
counter offer, multiple counters offer comes in. How does the multiple counter offer is like seller, they got a three offers. The seller is not happy with all the three offers they get in. They give you a counter to all each and every buyer.
Mm-hmm.
So give us the better and best offer. They give it respond back with a higher and best offer, and they still got 40K, which is a good price.
Wow, that's a lot. Yeah.
Which is a
Mm-hmm.
good price, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so overall, we are, if the house is in a, as I keep repeating, house is in a great location, it's not reducing in. But let me talk about what is happening in the rental market, right? The rental market overall is kind of slow down. Like it's basically it went up too high. Right now, the rental
Yeah.
market is like a lot of people who's not able to sell, like one house in Gilroy, which was not able to sell, they put it in a rent, and 1 month there is no rent right now. They're not able to
Mm-hmm.
find a tenant still.
Mm-hmm.
And the
But
same,
I read somewhere, like for instance, like Sunnyvale, okay, the rent to price ratio is really high, which means the rent is really high, in the
that's a
price.
location again. It comes
Yeah.
down to a location because it's very closer to the all the tech companies, hot places, right? Like,
Offices. Mm-hmm.
so that is the reason. Like there, for example, in a Gilroy, now
Yeah.
people doesn't want to come from Gilroy to here.
Hmm.
It's
That's
only
right.
few crowd are there. The
Yeah.
same thing happened in the Fremont too. One of my
Yes.
client who is not able to sell, they just put back into a rental now, and it's been a 1 month in the rental, and they're not able to find a
Fine.
tenant in out there.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
what is happening when you are listing also, right? They're using a lot of AI algorithms to find out what is the rent to list it also.
Mm-hmm.
So that is not the right way to rent it out also. You need to find out if you want, if you're an homeowner, and if you're like, if you're a landlord, you want to rent out the property, find out the right value to rent out. You
Mm-hmm.
can't keep too high and expect the tenants to come out there.
And how do you ascertain the right value?
So that's a good question, right? Like listeners, you're listening to Real Estate Show. Myself, Nagaraj Anaya, the Bay Area Realtor. I'm talking to Vijay Lakshmi on the anything on the Bay Area real estate. If you have a questions, you can give us a call. Our studio line numbers of 408-912-5038. So yeah, how do we are talking about the how to estimate what is a rental to put it in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like so, before you putting into a rental, go to a Zillow or a Redfin. In a
Mm.
within your half-mile radius, a type of homes has been listed.
Yeah.
Try to find it out, okay, and try to find out the square footage what it is listed and what is the rental they have listed it. So
Mm-hmm.
based on that, you can try to narrow down what is a better price to rent out. And again, now is a concern because lot of buyers, a lot of landlords like trying to rent out, but they can't rent it out. It might be a concern going forward. But the people who are like the what bought through 3 years, 4 years back, for them is a fine. But for example, they had bought a property 2 years back and they
Mm-hmm.
bought it for a 1.5 million, and they're trying to upgrade it to a new home,
Yeah.
and they don't want to sell
Right.
the first house.
Mm.
So recently, one of the client in Santa Clara, they want to buy a, they had bought it 2 years back. They bought a 1200 square footage home,
Yeah.
1200 square footage home in Santa Clara. It was
Mm-hmm.
listed for, they bought it for 1.5 million, but they want a bigger home. Anything in a bigger home in Santa Clara right now is close to like even a 2000 square footage homes are 2.5 million.
Yeah.
So they're
Mm-hmm.
trying to find out a home for like 2400 square footage that is going to be costing you 3 million.
Mm-hmm. So the question is whether they should remodel their existing home with for the extra footage, square footage,
Yeah.
or
So
should they buy a new
so
home?
now when you're upgrading, how do you go
Yeah.
about it right now?
Yes.
For
Right.
example, if you're going to thinking about keeping the both the properties, again depends on the income what you're making in, but still, if you're getting a mortgage of if you're paying getting a rental of 4,000, but your mortgage payments are 6,000,
Hmm.
but and to another 1,500 to 1,600 is your property taxes every month. So it's basically every month is a 3,500 in a deficit right now.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
So that is why you need to watch out what you are doing in when you are upgrading into a second house. The first question is like you need to ask yourself, should I rent out the property or is it okay for me to sell and get the whatever the gains I get in? Because I told you whatever they bought it for 1.5 million 2 years
Yeah.
back. Now in the Santa Clara for 1,200 square footage, you can get it close to a 2 million.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
better of them for to sell it and buy the second property.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah. Right.
But there are some cases like basically you can go talk to the second property what they're going in, right? Again depends on how long is the market is in there, right? Is the investor selling in? If the investors are selling in, basically you can negotiate such that put in a contingency saying that sell off your current first property.
Mm-hmm. But I've seen a lot of cases where people sell. And before we go ahead, folks, if you are joining us, if you are grappling with a situation of your own like this, like we're talking about, and you want to really voice out, the like Nagraj mentioned, what exactly you're doing, which course you should follow if you're trying to upgrade. Should you sell or should you remodel or how should you go about it? Or any question along those lines in real estate, give us a call right now, 408 912 5038, 408 912 5038. And who knows, you might even win that ticket going to Swades next Saturday, right here in San Jose, celebrating our Independence Day. So feel free to give us a call right now and talk to Nagraj through all of the concerns that are there as you navigate this tricky field of real estate. So Nagraj, talking about a lot of folks who do, they sell the home,
Mhm.
existing home, thinking they're going to buy a bigger one or something, and then they move in, they sell it and move into an apartment maybe, and then they're just waiting and waiting to get you know, the house. So what do you say to that?
That's the wrong thing to go with the strategy wise. Okay. The first is like you need to find out the property, what you want to buy for yourself, second property. Doing that, before even doing that, you need to talk to the expert and find out what is the real value of the current home which is going to be sold.
Mm-hmm. The existing home.
Yeah, existing home. So the from that one and now based on the reserves what you're making in, based on the income what you have, you can understand how much you can qualify for it. If somebody sells it, recently the same thing happened in one of the client in Sunnyvale called me up. Okay. He told me, Nagraj, I have a 2 bed, 1 bath. Uh, I think 2 bed, 1 bath, 1,200 square footage. He was telling me, Nagraj, should I basically sell I want to sell this house. I need to move away.
Mm-hmm.
I asked him the first question. Like, if you sell this, you can't. I asked him, told him, like, if you sell this house, you can't buy the property again in Santa Clara County. Where do you go now?
Yeah.
The better suggestion was, is like I told him, you can easily add in your, like, basically his roof section was such that you can add like basically one more bedroom easily.
Mm-hmm.
Restructure is kitchen better. So that
Uh-huh.
way you can have a 3 bed and 2 bath. Easily you can get another 200 square footage.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
each cases and each based on the house needs, we can talk about it.
Mm.
Until we see the house, we can't suggest how do we do it. For
Yes.
example, if this client would have bought a property maybe a 15 years or a 20 years back, maybe would have bought it for 500K, 600K. It does
Mm-hmm.
make like maybe he gets a 2 million right now and he can sell it and he can basically, if he's okay to downgrade it for himself and if he's
Yeah.
no need to commute to office regularly, then he can
Yeah.
go a bit far too.
Yes. Yes. Right.
So one of the client recently in Cupertino, they sold the house, like basically they wanted to retire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They want to go to Tennessee, where the Isha Foundation is there. They told Nagraj, I want to retire. They sold their current home for 3.5 million and they moved to Tennessee for the retirement.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
Oh,
it depends on the each individuals
yes.
what they want to achieve in there. Correct. It is one more thing is the financial concerns also, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
how much debt do you want to borrow?
Yeah.
Do you want to keep accumulating in thinking on your current property will appreciate?
Hmm.
Don't make that mistake. So
Okay.
that because that is the hard question to ask for yourself, right? Like when you're buying a second house, maybe I need to keep it for my elder son one, the second son one, or maybe a daughter one.
Yeah.
So that
Right.
is the mistake I'm noticing in, but you're basically getting in your financial hurdles yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't have a freedom to think yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
And one more thing is like I need to talk about is like basically recently David Bird, known for his predicting the 2008 financial crisis, right? Now foresees a climate change driven housing crisis in California, especially
Mm-hmm.
like all the fire related what's happening in now homeowners face a under insured risk of 28.7 billion annually for wildfires and floods.
Whoa. Mm-hmm.
Despite rising insurance premiums, they remain insufficient due to political and economic pressures right now,
Yeah.
resulting in insurers exiting the high risk areas like California. Okay. And these are like overburdening right now.
So we
So,
already had earthquake in California. Now
yeah.
add to that the
Uh,
fires,
Especially summer
wildfires,
comes in, you see a lot of
lot
burning
of it.
in
Yes. Even
everywhere.
now, as we speak,
Yeah, as we
they're
speak, there are a lot of
battling
acres are
wildfire.
burning in, correct?
Hmm?
So that is why accurate climate risk pricing is essential to prevent a future financial
Yeah.
disasters and like better prepare for increasing frequency of natural disasters.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're noticing everywhere the natural disasters happening in around.
Yes. Yeah. Very true.
So that is why like it is like overall in a US, it is like equivalent to $1 trillion right now,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because of the natural disasters happening in. That is
Yeah.
why when you're buying a house, look for a natural hazard disclosures disclosed by a seller. Understand where the property lies in. Does the property is very close to a flood zone?
Hmm.
Does the property is very close to a fire hazard zone?
Right. Yeah.
And even
Right.
the epicentric also earthquake related, so
Mm-hmm.
try
Mm-hmm.
to understand on that, so
Yeah.
that way you can make a better. And for you now you need to buy a house, go ahead and buy something which is near to the flood zone, because the flood insurance will cost you what, just a $500 per year extra additional.
Mm-hmm.
But once the water enters inside the property, that is like completely needs to be rebuilt,
Yeah.
and again the resale of the property becomes hard.
So lots to consider, and one size does not fit all in all things, including real estate. And if you are actually, encountering any problems in this regard, well, this is the show for you, Real Estate Roundup. We come to you every Sunday, and of course, I'm Vijay Lakshmi talking to Nagraj Anaya, fabulous realtor in the Bay Area. He has his pulse on the Bay Area market, really guide you through expertly on how you could successfully really land a home, sell a home, buy a home, invest, whatever it is that you're looking for. If you have questions on your mind around that, give us a call right now in the time that we have. That's 408 912 5038, 408 912 5038. And remember, if you're not able to get through, nagarajhomes.com is where you want to go. That's Nagaraj homes.com, and wealth of information right there. You can also get in touch with Nagraj. There's a WhatsApp connect right there on the website. You can always talk to him there. And if you haven't already, you need to like, share, and subscribe to Nagraj's YouTube channel. That's Nagraj Anaya is the handle. And he is really prolific on social media. And between the time that we meet Sunday to Sunday, he actually comes up with quick videos that really tap into what's happening, what's in the market, what you need to know, so you are well equipped as you go into it all. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe on YouTube, Nagraj Anaya's YouTube channel as well. So Nagraj,
So
while yeah, go
I
ahead,
think
go
let me
ahead.
talk about the one more thing is the San
Yes.
Francisco landlords, right, are increasingly using AI tools
Mm.
like to set a rental prices right now, and even managing a properties and making a leasing decisions.
Using
Okay,
AI tools.
AI tools.
Mm.
So this is like, however, this practice, right, like has raised a concerns about the transparency and fairness, as it might like rent hikes and exacerbate housing affordability issues. Already we are having the housing affordability issues in the Bay Area. On top of this, AI tools are like basically using it, because this is where AI software, right, like basically is analyzing the vast amounts of data to determine optimal rental rates,
Mm.
like potentially maximizing a landlord's profits. But what are the tools you may use it? I think higher the rent again depends on where your property is for rental now.
Yeah.
Correct. But if your property is in very good location, maybe it's not an issue. But again, if you're renting out in a unknown locations or the locations which are not great, maybe these tools might not work out for you.
Mm-hmm. So
But
you
always
can't
look,
rely too much
yeah,
on that
but I think
AI.
as we need to look about the transparency and fairness, as
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mentioned,
yeah.
so that you can make a right decisions. Like the AI tools might, I'm not sure on that part. I think, but be careful on using on that. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so, listeners, if you have any questions, we have some more time left in the show, and you can give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 408-912 and 5038. And if you're like a first time home buyer and you don't know where to start, you have an recently also one of the clients that reached out to me, Vijay Lakshmi, on the first time home buyer. Like basically, I'm helping them out to buy a house in Milpitas,
Mm-hmm.
like especially the challenges they face in, right, like because it's like they're new to buying a housing in a Bay Area, and how do
Yeah.
you approach for it? Like for example, sometimes you see the first house and you like it, but you're still not sure, should I put an offer for the first house itself or should I
Mm-hmm.
wait for it? So
Yeah.
listeners, if you have any questions, you can give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 408-912 and 5038. And let me share you this the love story about my one of my recent client, right, like
Yeah.
basically saw the first house, the family, they saw it, they fell in love with that house.
Yeah.
Okay. I told them don't make any emotional connections until the offer gets accepted.
Yeah.
So they were like, basically the house was listed for 1.25 million,
Mm.
and it was like basically not a as I told, they put an offer for 1.25 million, but the house was sold for 1.28, and it was the first house they saw, and they
Yeah.
were not ready to go for a higher price right now,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and they lost the offer. Okay.
Oh.
Once they lost the offer, they started looking for a few homes. It's been a few weeks already into a searching. Now they say, Nagaraj, the first house is really like what I liked it, and
Mm.
I'm keep searching, keeping that as a first reference.
Mm.
But I'm not able to find that same house exactly right now,
Mm.
because if they find out the first house again, the similar to the first house, then they need to be paying a higher price right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
that is the lot of complications, or like lot of the emotional sometimes decisions you need to be making when you're
Yeah.
buying a first house. Correct. It is a lot of like you don't know, you need to make a decision based on your financial, because you're capable of going a higher
Yeah.
price, but you can't make that quick decisions
You have
of
to be a
it.
little detached, but at the same time, it's
Yeah,
like, head
because
over heart or heart over head kind of thing.
see the whatever the stories what we still share in the beginning and all, right, is a lot of news which is goes in there. But first is
Yeah.
like you need to be determined to buy a house for yourself, and
Yes.
first narrow down what is the reason you need to buy a house for yourself.
Yeah.
That makes a easier decisions for it. But if you're looking for this kind of the stories, as I was telling you, it's always in a concern for you, right, like for example job losses or what's happening.
Very true.
But
Very
only
true.
thing is, you can look around from the last 25 years, 30 years of data.
Yeah.
Whoever has bought the house right now, nobody is selling it for a lower.
Mm.
Your rental is you don't have a control. I've seen a lot of my lot of clients, like basically they're staying in a 10 years or 15 years in the rental, and they can't make a decision still
Right.
to buy a house for themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's always a challenging. That's why talking to an expert,
Mm-hmm. That's
basically
where
they
you come
can
in. Yeah, absolutely.
they
And
can guide you and understand what is the best way to go for it. Like especially when they talk to me, I can guide
that's
them on
right.
their financial stuffs. What
Yeah.
is a better way to go for it? Like how much is a down payment right now? The last week I was discussing about the how the rental, basically how the mortgage rates have dropped right now.
Yeah. So don't take things for granted when you are approaching home ownership. Talk to experts, talk to folks like Nagraj, and he's more than happy to really guide you through it all, whether you are his client or not. So take that opportunity and reach out to him, and you can do that at nagrajhomes.com. There's a tab for to connect with him on WhatsApp. So do that. So Nagraj, you have some open houses up
Correct.
coming
So
up.
right now I have an open house today at San Jose, 860 McCreary Avenue. It's listed for $1 million, 3 bed, 2 bath. It's at 1100 square footage, 1100 square footage, but a 7,000 lot. If somebody wants a starter home or somebody wants looking for an investor home, which can fetch them a 3,000 to a $3,500 rent, and I think a lot of people wants to do even the cost depreciation, right? Like cost segregation stuffs, right? It might be good for them, the investment properties also. So they can come and visit me today. I'll be there in the open house at 1:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. in a San Jose. The property address is a 860 McCreary Avenue. It's a well-maintained house, completely upgraded. Where do we get it for $1 million in a San Jose?
Mm-hmm.
San Jose, right? Like
It's a steal.
it's a
Yeah.
steal, but it's few things needs to be compromised. If they're okay to compromise and buy them, buy it. It's a great property. And if they have any questions, also, right, they can come and meet at the property today. Also, I'm more than happy to help them out on any questions on there. It's at 860 McCreary Avenue at San Jose. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's a great steal for the price what it is, because in $1 million you don't get anything in a San Jose
Right.
correctly.
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if they have any questions, they always can be easily reach out to me. Go to the nagrajhomes.com, click on a WhatsApp icon and easily to connect with me. And they can always sign up for the properties what they're interested, or areas where they're interested, like basically to get an alerts. They get an alerts of the weekly alerts or a daily alerts on the recommended listings, so that they can, if they want to buy a house in next 6 months or 3 months, and they want to understand how the market is going on, they can always do that there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Nagraj Homes is where you want to be. That's Nagaraj homes.com. And you have really everything to gain by being there, being on track with what's happening, and Nagraj will guide you through it all. Thank you, Nagraj. Another very, very knowledgeable session. And I know folks appreciate it across the board. And I look forward to talking to you in our continued episodes.
Yeah, thank you so much, Vijay Lakshmi. And listeners, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Nagarajanaya. It's a wealth of information. Don't miss out on that. And thank you so much,
Absolutely.
and have a wonderful day out there.
On that note, this is Vijay Lakshmi for Real Estate Roundup. Thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful week ahead. Namaskar.
Namaskar.